Welcome back to the Old Rectory Epworth. My name is Marianne Smith, and today I will be presenting how to convert your best customers, the second of 3 videos on the customer journey. Now, you've done the hard work, you've got them to take notice, and now they're interested. How did they hear about you? The first question we ask when they get in touch. You need to capture this information, as this is valuable to know where your marketing efforts should be or where it's wasted. At this point, it's not just about how, but what did they hear about you? And why are they getting in touch? They're getting in touch because they want to know more. This is when they really want to get to know you better, when they want to like you, and they want to learn how to trust you. The biggest problem with sales and marketing is that businesses rush to convert. There are timings to consider. Think about your last purchase. Perhaps you saw a post on LinkedIn. You maybe give that seconds. You're interested, so you visit the website. You might give that minutes. Now you want more time to make that decision, to inquire and be pulled further into the customer journey. So this is about inspiring them in trial, having stepping stones in place for people to try what you do with incentives to make that decision easier. The customer experience, the real reason people buy. I love this quote, it's one of my favourites. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel. So these are a few examples that come under trial. That stepping stone starts off with creating a slick inquiry process. By having those systems in place, that the team follow the same inquiry process every time. So imagine it's like making a cup of tea. You go into the kitchen, you open the cupboard, you get the tea bags out, you put the kettle on. If you write down those systems for your team to follow, every customer will have that great feeling every time. Think about things like how you manage your telephone and response times. So I had a client who were about to spend £6,000 on Facebook advertisements, but they didn't have an answer machine on their telephone. So all that money that they were going to spend on those adverts would have fallen off a cliff. What about your prospect meetings? Are they memorable? What about things like your proposals that you present to them? Are they going to be impressed by what they see? What about things like tasters or samples of what you do? These are great ways of them to get a little bit of you, but they're not quite ready to sign up at this point. You could offer them a review or an audit of the things that they're doing already, but you know you can improve upon. You could think about things like an article or a book, presenting a workshop or a webinar, or even becoming a public speaker or doing a podcast that you are the expert and making them take notice. And finally, create a trigger. This is about creating a head turn. Something that you do that nobody else does, but that you will be remembered by. We're going to look at the next part of the customer journey as we move on to purchase. So this is about the whole onboarding. How do you ignite them at this stage? They've signed up. How do you ensure a warm welcome? With those tactics and processes to wow the customer from day one as they get to know you and they get to know your team. This is essentially around creating that lovely warm welcome window, creating that feeling that they've made the right decision. What you do here is crucial to giving them the best start. Like when you join a gym, for instance, and everything is new, you need that time to settle in, get to know things, how you fit in, and what the people are really like. So this is purchase. This is about the whole onboarding experience. So similar to an inquiry process, think about your onboarding process, and that is the same each time. Time, your welcome window. So if there's things that you want them to do within 2 days, within the first week, or the first 3 months. Keep those milestones absolutely clear. You might want to think about creating some kind of welcome pack that you give them as soon as they become a customer of yours, with information about you, what they need to do, and what you will do with them in that first stage of becoming a customer. One of the things you might want to do as well is think about an email stack. So you might have 2 or 3 emails that's part of your inquiry system or part of your onboarding system that just keeps them on track of what you want them to do. And agree those milestones together. So if there's something that you want off them within the first month, or there's something that you're going to do with them in the first 3 months, agree upfront so they're absolutely clear. And manage those expectations. Don't give them any surprises. So just remember, this is the first time they've worked with you, so they're not quite sure what that next stage is, but by keeping them up to date, you're giving them that confidence that they've made the right decision. At this point, it's a really good time to have those terms and conditions in place. So again, you're all clear on what's going to happen and what they need to do in terms of a complaints procedure, for example. Outline your payment process up front. So if they're on some kind of retainer, if they pay for the services before or after, you're both clear on what those processes are. At this point, this is when you would update them on some kind of client management system, your database of contacts. So they've gone from a prospect to now they are a client of yours. And a lovely thing to do as part of purchase is surprise and delight those customers. For example, you could give them a gift that they will remember, something relevant, something memorable that's going to start this stage of their customer journey with you on a nice foot. Thinking about your trial and purchase and what you do, how could you dial it up? So not just giving them a 10 out of 10, but giving them that extra, so it's dialed up to an 11, by making every interaction count. Make it relevant, make it memorable, fill those gaps and spot the opportunities in these stages of the customer journey. So that is the end of our session, how to convert your best customers as part of the customer journey. We look at how to retain your best customers in our final video.